Sarat. So Sarat, I'm going to ask you the same question. So what brought you here?
Hi. So my name is Sharath. I work at MD Anderson Cancer Center as a faculty physicist. So I first heard about Toastmasters in 2018 from my teacher when I was in New York. I was doing my training there. So when I looked up online, I could find only one club in New York, and the meeting time didn't match with my schedule, so I couldn't join. Then I got a job in Pittsburgh. I wanted to join the Toastmaster. Then the COVID happened, and all the in-person meetings were canceled. And I didn't know how the online meeting was going to happen. So 2 years I was at Pittsburgh. I never got a chance to go for a Toastmaster meeting. Now here I'm at Houston. So my reason actually to join for the meeting is to improve my speaking skills, my public speaking skills, and my language. And let's see how it goes. I hope there is certainly something that I can bring to the group, and the group can give it to me.
Thank you, Sharath, for your input. And don't worry, you're not the only one here for refining your skills. We all are here for the same reason. So don't worry about that. Okay, so today's meeting theme of the meeting is operational excellence. So with that theme, I am going to hand over the meeting to our Toastmaster of the day, Mr. Avi.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Good evening, everybody. I am so excited to be a Toastmaster tonight. As our theme was called out by Madam Presiding Officer, operational excellence. In any situation, when you are asked to perform a task, either be personal or professional, you generally have two options. Do it to get it done, or do it to the full potential to its best possible outcome. Example, when you are asked to decorate someone's birthday party or mentor one of your colleague or friend, you again have two options. Do it just to get it done, or do it to your full potential to its best possible outcome. In both cases, and trust me, you will get the job done. But will you make a difference? Will you make a mark? And ladies and gentlemen, this is what we call operational excellence. It's not how you get, or it's not what you build in the end product, but how you get there. The operation of making sure you deliver, and whether you're keeping up to the best quality that you can produce. Today's meeting, along the way, we will learn various ways from our speakers, table topic master, functionaries, how we can produce the best possible operation. And with that, I am very pleased to announce our general evaluator who will be helping to make sure all our meeting proceedings are going in order, because he has a wonderful team. Mr. General Evaluator Jorge Alba.
Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmasters. Yeah, my duties tonight will be to evaluate the whole team, make sure that everything goes according with the Toastmaster canons, and that we follow all the procedures of Toastmasters, our own project, Southwest Project Management Club. So I have a teams of evaluators that will be helping me tonight. The first one will be our grammarian. That will be myself. So as a grammarian, I'll be evaluating the use of everybody language, make sure that everybody use proper grammar in the way we express our thoughts during this meeting. And I will be providing a report on the grammar use during this meeting. The second person in the evaluation team will be the counter. That will be also me. So I will be counting the use of us, feeling words, or you mean, or things like shouldn't be in a Toastmaster speech, and I will report on those feeling words at the end of the meeting. And then the third person in the evaluation team or in the team tonight will be the timer. Our timer will be Akim. So Akim, can you please give us an introduction of what you will be doing tonight at the meeting?
Thank you very much, Mr. General Evaluator, and good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As your timer tonight, I will be timing the prepared speech. I think we've got one, and then we're going to have one floating back pocket speech. Hopefully it's going to be 5 to 7 minutes, and at 5 minutes, you are going to see a green background here, and then at 6 minutes, you're going to see a yellow background, and at 7 minutes, you see a red background. For the table topics, at 1 minute, you will see a green background. At 1 minute, 30 seconds, you see a yellow, and then at 2 minutes, you see a red. So you have 30 seconds to wrap it up. And then we're going to have two evaluators. The main speech evaluator will need to probably do that for 2 to 3 minutes, which is at 2 minutes, there will be a green background. 2.5 minutes, there will be yellow, and at 3 minutes, there will be red. And then you've got probably about 30 seconds to wrap it up. That is probably my duty as your timer tonight. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Mr. Timer. And finally, member of the team is also Akim. That is a not less important role, that it will be the ballot counter. So Akim, can you tell us about the ballot counter role, please?
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. As your ballot counter tonight, I will be counting ballots. We will be using electronic ballot tonight. At the end of a particular round, whether it's prepared speech or impromptu or evaluation, I will push out the ballot electronically to you all. Then I'm gonna pass on the winners to Mr. Toastmaster tonight, who is gonna announce their names. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you very much, Mr. Ballot Counter. So that is the bulk of the evaluation team tonight. So with this, I pass it back to you, Mr. Toastmasters.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. You got a powerful team. Just a quick check. Did you announce the word of the day, sir? If not, I can do it.
Yes, please. Sorry, I forgot that one.
No problem. Today's word of the day is panache. I will put the details in chat. It's basically when, let me put it in chat first, so everybody is aware what we have it. Word of the day, panache. When we say that to someone that has panache, we are trying to say that that person has energy, spirit, and style. One of the example usage of that word panache is she played the role of a leader with great panache. So try to use it as much as you can whenever you get a chance to speak. And as you use it, our grammarian will keep a track of each of it. With that, for our guest, I would like to explain how a general Toastmaster meeting looks like. And we abbreviate it as PIE. P-I-E. P for prepared speeches. We have one speaker and one impromptu speaker tonight who is presenting their speech from 5 to 7 minutes. They prepared the speech ahead of time. The second portion of the speech is called table topics. The meeting is table topics. Our table topics master, Akin Oni, will be throwing random questions and then he will call out someone. So it makes you think right on spot. And the third portion of the pie is evaluation, where our evaluators will give feedback to the speakers. So now that we are done with the introduction part, this is the time we introduce our first speaker. And I believe the speaker wants to share the screen. So before I call on the speaker, Mr. Ukpai, are you ready? I believe you had certain computer issues.
Yes, I am.
All right, moving on. Our first speaker, Ukpai Kalu. Ukpai is a certified project management professional who joined the Southwest Project Management Toastmasters Club in June of 2014. Ukpai has served the club in various capacities, and the recent one was our immediate past president of the club. Tonight, Ukpai will be sharing on a topic, the label from the project Dynamic Leadership, focus on the positive, level 3. Ukpai Kalu, the title of the speech, the label.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, good evening. Tonight, I'll be sharing with you on a topic I call the label. The label, what do I mean by the label? For as he thinketh in his heart, so he is. This is a horse with all the strength, with all the ability, but is being hindered, is being held by a little plastic chair. Has any of you at one time considered himself or herself less what he is truly worth? This is a horse. And here the horse is with a label. I can't move because I am held by the chair. Have you considered yourself in one way or the other, putting a label on yourself? Maybe as a failure because you didn't get what you wanted. Or maybe you can't do it because you felt it was challenging. Tonight, my project that I'm working on has been for the past 1 month. The essence of the project was for me to look back and look at my emotions, my feelings, and the outcome those feelings, those emotions actually brought to me and also to people around me. I've been taking a journal for this past 1 month to watch myself, how I respond to negative thought, and how I have been able to manage and probably to turn from negative thought to a positive thought. If you don't mind, I would like you to join me on this journey. You may not see another slide. I want to keep this slide, and I want you to think through this slide. In this past 1 month, I have seen so many things happen, and I have seen myself moving from one negative thought to another, from one feeling to another. But I am glad that at the end of this time, this project has helped me in so many ways. And I have come with so many learning in order to help me in any area that I have stood on a place like this horse for a long time, not realizing that the power that be were not that strong enough to stop me. I have realized that for me to be able to not to represent myself like this, there's a need for me to apply what is called a replacement technique. A replacement technique, I mean here, is an opportunity for me to be able to move from a negative thought to a positive thought, to move from I can't do to I can do it, from it's not possible to it is possible. If you are able to see yourself in a way that, yes, this is negative thought, but I need to move it to a positive thought, that is possible. One of the things that can help or that has helped me in this time is also to look at the time that I have been successful, time that I've done things that I'm happy with myself, things that I've done that people were able to say, yes, this is right. Another way I have seen this to have helped me is also to do what I've called to create a rainbow, or what you could call a mantra. Something I look and I am able to get or draw some energy, or to be able to remind me there's something you have to do. There's something ahead of you. That has helped me to move from negative thought to positive thought. When I'm filled with maybe negative thought, I also check what are the trigger points? What are the things that are bringing this negative thought? If I am able to identify it, I'm able to look back my rainbow and I'm able to overcome it. Number 3, I have also come to a point that I have accepted that no failure that is the end point for me. Every failure, every challenges gives me an opportunity to move ahead and to get to the next point. And I couldn't find a better way to capture it than a way a former premier of the Western region in Nigeria put it. He said, greatness does not lie in falling, but how long it takes you to rise from your falling. It has helped me each time I remember that this challenge is just for me to get to the next side. I'm able to get moving and get going. I also realize every little progress, every little improvement I do, I celebrate myself. I give myself a pat at the back to make me realize I am not without success. And finally, one other thing I have learned in this journey of keeping a journal is one thing. I have become more grateful than I have complained in the past. And the project also expects me to be able to identify at least 3 things that I am grateful for as I am speaking to you tonight. And first is that I am alive and I am in good health. I'm alive shows me that I still have hope. I'm alive shows me that there are still some ground to capture. There are still some winning ahead of me. I'm in good health because I have seen things in these past few days. Walking into hospitals, seeing people struggling makes me feel grateful that I am alive, and not just being alive, I am in good health. Number 2 things I am grateful for is my family, because my family, through their help, through their assistance, I have seen love. I have seen kindness. I have seen patience. I love and I am loved in my family. And that makes me feel, even when I have things that I could have labeled myself as being bad, as being a failure, I see love in them. And that love keeps me going and makes me feel I still belong to this earth. Number 3, I am grateful for organizations like Toastmasters. Why? Every one of you that are watching me, that are listening to me, you have been a great help to me in this journey since 2014 that I started it. You have helped me in one way or the other. When you speak, I listen to you, I get one improvement or the other. And finally, technology, I am grateful to technology. I wonder how life would have been without technology. I wonder what we would have been doing in the midst of COVID, where we couldn't move around. Technology made a provision and we were able to still connect to one another. We were still able to do one thing or the other. The question I want to ask you, are you still filled with negative thoughts? Are you struggling with moving it from negative to positive thoughts? Can you watch at this horse? I know with your level of understanding, you know right that this chair shouldn't have stopped the horse. Is there anything like a chair that is stopping you? I challenge you tonight. There is positive things that await you if you can move from negative thought to positive thought. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Wow, Ukpai. That was one of your best speeches. Thank you so much. Please give a big round of applause for Ukpai Kalu. Mr. Timer, could you please give me 1 minute on the clock? And while we are heading to that 1 minute, I would encourage everyone to please send your feedback to Ukpai. You can see the chat box. You can drop down the name of the participants, choose Ukpai, and maybe you can write a couple of lines, things that he did good, things that he can improve. While we are giving feedback, I wanna give a quick shout out to Anthony joining us today. Hello, Anthony.
How's it going?
Good, so how you doing?
Good, good. I was glad I was able to join the last minute for a few minutes for now, and hopefully get to see this. And I'm so glad I got to hear Ukpai speak. Wow, that was an amazing speech. So inspiring and encouraging. Thank you very much, Ukpai, and everyone for being present.
Welcome, Carol. And welcome, Madhu.
1 minute.
Thank you.
I think Carol is on mute.
Yeah. With the power that is granted me today by our president to try something new, I am going to invite a random speaker tonight who would be speaking and will be evaluated by our very own Rafia. Please let me know when you can see my screen.
Yeah,
Now
now we can see your screen.
Okay. Mr. Timer, you can go ahead now on the timing.
Yeah. I'm Superman. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, don't you love the imagination of children? Children know no bounds, no limitations. They are always ready to soar. And I envy that so much that a few years ago, I started trying to figure out what makes some children soar their whole life into adulthood while others come back down to earth and never leave again. So I talked to the experts, I read a lot of books, and I came up with my own theory. It's called the SOAR card. Now, this is based on a very simple framework where I saw all of these experts saying the same thing. So what I like to do is share with you one of my old dreams from childhood that never grew up and take it through the SOAR card. And I'm going to challenge you, take one of your own dreams and goals that you let go of a long time ago. See if you can't pinpoint where you went wrong. So to start with, you need to decide and declare. Decide and declare. Now, when I use that phrase, I mean not just saying it. No. I mean putting some oomph behind it, making it real, getting it inside of yourself. This is something that you want, that you're willing to work toward, and then tell everybody. So when I think about my aspiration to be this well-known Broadway playwright, on that first aspect of the SOAR card, I have to give myself an X. No, I didn't decide and declare. I kept it to myself. But let me give you an example of someone who did it extremely well. Those of you who love boxing, you can remember I am the greatest of all times. Muhammad Ali declared this so loudly over and over and over again to himself and to everyone who would listen. He had the media telling us that, and we believed it. But listen to this. Muhammad Ali declared it before he ever won one major fight. Isn't it amazing? The second aspect of the framework is called growth mindset it. Now, a growth mindset means that you feel that if there's a barrier or something blocking your way, that you can figure it out. You can learn more, you can practice more, but you can succeed. This is the way you think. A fixed mindset, on the other hand, believes only certain people are able to accomplish what you want to do, and you're not just that person. So when I grade myself on that, another big X. This is what I told myself. You can't spell very well. You're not good at grammar. You can't be a playwright, really? And then the final aspect is visualization. There's not one Olympic gold medalist who did not stand on the podium before they got to the Olympics. In the recesses of their imagination, they stood tall on the podium, and they can feel the ribbon going over their head, and they could feel the weight of that gold medal around their neck. They actually saw the lights flashing. They heard the crowd roaring, chanting their name over and over and over again. You see, they visualized it, and they really lived it before it actually happened. So when I think about my goal, I'm going to give myself a check mark, because I actually did visualize myself being on Broadway. I visualized the crowd standing, giving me a standing ovation. I visualized that. But with the SOAR card, you got to get all 3 domains. And I only ended up with 1. So what does this mean for you? And what does it mean for me? It means that you could put a SOAR card up in your kitchen, your bedroom, wherever you can see it every day. And if you have a goal, you can remind yourself, you want to begin at the beginning, decide what you want, declare it to everyone who will listen. You want to use a growth mindset and know that with persistence, more education, more determination, you can make it. And then you want to visualize it. It's not too late for most of those goals. In fact, I'm bringing that old goal forward. I'm not too old to become a famous playwright. Neither are you. And if we use the SOAR card effectively, it won't be long that you and I will be like children, and we will begin to soar. Back to you.
Thank you very much. We'll keep the identity of the person hidden as requested. Hopefully, Madam Rafia, you got most of your information from there. Now, we will take this opportunity to transition into the most effective part of the meeting. And before that, I would like to check with our timer. Mr. Timer, did both the speakers qualify?
Mr. Toastmaster, speaker number 1, unfortunately did not qualify. The imaginary speaker did qualify.
Okay.
Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now, as promised, let's move on to the impromptu section of our meeting, which is the table topics. And it will be led by none other than our current president of Southwest Project Management Toastmasters Club. And it is it is Akin Oni. I'm so used to saying Ukpai. Akin Oni.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster, and good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I was going to throw this open for people to decide, but definitely I just want to give Anthony a heads up. He will be one of the speakers tonight. He's not going to come in here and just leave like that. And then I'm going to call on definitely Carol Reader will be one of the speakers. I'm just giving you all a heads up right now. You're not going to escape this tonight. And then I'm going to throw the rest open. So definitely those two Toastmasters, they will speak as part of the pie tonight, particularly the impromptu speech. Now, operational excellence. In my research, it is the execution of the business strategy more consistently and reliably than the competition with lower operational risk, lower operating costs, and increased revenues relative to its competitor. What this means is that when you are operationally excellent, you run your business more consistently. You run it more reliably than peers with less risks, cheaper, and increased revenues compared to competition. Now, here's the last one that I had read last night as I researched into all this. Operational excellence is the point at which each and every employee can see the flow of value to the customer and fix that flow before it breaks down. They see the flow of value to the customer, and then they fix that value before it breaks down. Mr. Toastmaster mentioned earlier the subject of continuous improvement. You cannot be operationally excellent if you don't value continuous improvement. And I brought this to myself last night that, okay, what does this actually mean to me? Can I, as an individual, be operationally excellent? Absolutely, yes. And now, as I ask my questions tonight, I'd like you to reflect. I don't want us to overthink it, but very importantly, Mr. Toastmaster, when he defined the subject of operational excellence as well as panache. Panache has in its element energy, style, and I believe there's one other item in there, and spirit. Energy, spirit, and style. I'm actually a very common user of panache. I use it to describe people. I use it to provide them feedback. I use it in business. I use it in my private life. So thank you so much for choosing it. I've got a few questions here. And there's no one else that should kick us off other than Toastmaster Anthony Ally, just to set the benchmark really high. Now, Mr. Anthony Ally, style is an attribute of panache. Style is an attribute of panache. Do you consider yourself to have panache with respect to style? Why and why not? I take it again. Style is an attribute of panache. And when you bring it into your being, do you consider yourself to have panache with respect to style? Why or why not? Anthony Ally, over to you.
Topics master. What a great question. I will try my best to answer that before the hurricane comes in and sweeps me away. Because of all the ocean in the background, as you can see, there could be a danger of that. But in the seconds that I've got regarding panache and style, I would say when it comes to content, I'm not focused on panache. I'm not focused on how my style comes across. I'm focused on making sure the content of what I'm presenting is adding value to my audience. I'm focused on what matters most to the other person. I'm focused and trying to make sure that I'm connecting to the heart of someone else and bringing out the best of others. And that's my content. But in that same spirit of great content that adds value to others and brings out the best of theirs, that's when panache comes in, because I've noticed that I can have great content and speak in monotone tone and just go on and on and on and drool, and everybody loses value. For their benefit, I try to add a sense of higher energy in order to help them to connect their heart, their mind, their spirit, their soul, their body, their whole being to what's being presented in order to transform them from where they are to where they can be. And with that, the delivery comes in with as much panache as possible. Thank you, Mr. Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anthony Ally. Very well done. The next question, I'm not going to call on Carol yet. I like a volunteer. Who is going to volunteer for the second question? Okay, I know that Joshua is kind of smiling. Ms. Stevenson, if you don't mind, I'm going to volunteer you tonight. Is that okay?
I don't know what I'm getting myself into.
Yeah, you just need to speak for 1 minute. That's
I
really.
up right. Hold
I'll
on.
give you a light. I will show you the green light. Once it's 1 minute.
Oh my gosh.
The question that I have for you, Ms. Stevenson, is this. Name a hero of yours and describe their panache. Anybody, name a hero of yours. Maybe one hero that you have in your life. It could be a family member, it could be a boss, it could be anybody, a politician, and so on and so forth. So name that hero of yours. And when you look at them, either from the standpoint of their energy, the spirit with which they do what they do, or maybe it's their style. How will you describe their panache? Over to you, Ms. Stevenson.
I would say my mother. She is the root to my family's tree. With just one look, she kind of sets the energy for the house, the mood for the house. If she's not having a good day, no one else is. But, you know, at the same time, she has this grace that, and this patience, that it takes others a while to develop. With her, it's just instant. To be a mother is just so much more than a CEO title. I'm a mother now. I understand now and truly admire her and all the sacrifices she's made. You don't know what a parent has done until you become that parent. So I look at all mothers and all parents differently now. And it takes a while to kind of understand that role to its fullest.
Thank you. You made it.
Gosh.
Right. Who is going to go next? Then the next person after that will be Carol. Who is going to go next? Which is the speaker number 3? Yes. Any volunteer? Sarat, you showed your video before. Okay, maybe I should go to Nagula. Nagula, do you mind if I call on you to answer my next question? Is that okay?
Sure.
Absolutely. Thank you, my man. Now, the question for you, Nagula, is you had me describe operational excellence. Easier process, better quality, faster, cheaper. So it's all about process, quality, speed, cost. What does operational excellence, what does that mean to you as a person, Nagula? what does operational excellence mean to you? Over to you, Nagula.
Okay. Operational excellence in the person or the company perspective? Like you're asking the question, like it's an individual or it's like a company operational excellence. Can I clarify?
It doesn't matter, just whether it's personal or individual, whether it's personal or business,
Okay.
it doesn't matter. Just
Okay.
pick what you would like to talk about.
Okay.
It's an
when we
open
say,
question.
yeah, when we consider like excellence in the product, so when you get the more value compared to the price, customer treats that company like an excellence company. Like take like Apple. So whichever product you buy, not even it charge more, but the excellence in the design, the excellence in the simplicity of operation. And so if you want to use any Apple product, you don't need to read any manual like iPhone, AirPods, Apple Watch. You just buy a new phone, you just glance, you can figure out the tasks, how to do. You don't need to read any manual, you don't need any books. So, and the reliability of the products, like if you buy the product now, you don't need to worry about the maintenance. So they excel in every area. So Apple is like, I can say one of the excellence company where gives the customers the product excellence so they can come back, keep coming back and get them more business. Thank you, Toastmaster.
Thank you very much. Great job. Now, Carol, I think you're going to have to be next now. And then Sarah, please get ready once Carol is done. So Carol, are you ready? Okay. Can you speak up, Carol, so that I know we can hear you?
Yes.
Okay, good. Thank you very much. Just checking. Hey, Carol. Here's the question for you.
Okay.
You've heard us talk about operational excellence. You've heard us talk about panache. How will you apply the operational excellence principles in your personal life? Or how have you? It may be how have you or how will you, if you're hearing it for the first time. How will you apply the operational excellence, or how have you applied it in your personal life in the past? Carol.
All right. I have applied it in the past in my career. I was a quality manager for a large company, and I was responsible for ensuring that the operations moved smoothly, the products were turned out properly and correctly. And I took most of my training from a fellow known as W. Edwards Deming. His knowledge of business indicated and was founded on the performance of the frontline people. He told us the frontline people, they know where problems are. Keep in touch with frontline people and you will always know where the problems are, and you will be able to figure out from that point how to resolve them. So that was my main teaching for my position as quality manager, and it never failed me. With regard to personal excellence, my own focus was always on drilling down to the bottom line to find out what had happened when a product went awry, and they do sometimes go awry. But that was where I went for my solutions. I went to the people on the front line because they would know. They had the answers. And in that experience of my own personal excellence, I learned so much from so many people, pretty much through all the demographics here in the United States and Canada. It was an enormous benefit to me to serve in that position. And I still regard it as the best experience of my life, of my business life. There's been a lot of good experiences in my personal life, and I won't go into those. Therefore, personal excellence and personal achievement in the workplace always relies on other people. Never think that you are the sole one that is improving the business. You are not. You've got a huge number of other people that are responsible and that are helping you out. Thank you.
Thank you, Carol. Appreciate that. Now, the next question that I've got before I come back to Mr. Toastmaster to see if I have more time. That question, Sarat, are you ready to answer the next question?
Yes, please go ahead.
Good man. Sarat, here's my question for you. How will people describe your panache? If at all they've ever told you that you have it or you believe you have it, how will people describe your panache? And we've talked about panache relating to energy, spirit, and style, how you carry yourself, how you get things done. So how do you think people would describe your panache? Sarat, over to you.
That's a difficult question. So before I answer the question, let me give you a brief introduction of me. So I spent a lot of time going college. I have a bachelor's, I have 2 masters, and I did a PhD. Then I had 2 years of training before I started working as a faculty. So there are certain things that's different among the people who work in the academics and the people who go and work in the market. So I personally felt that I cannot speak for those who have worked in the market because I was in the academia. People who worked with me, so people often work in the academia are categorized as nerds. So people who work with me, especially my mentors, have told about my panache as that I'm a very demanding man in terms of output and quality. That's because it's a part of my personality, maybe a part of personality of every academician. Also, I have received more constructive criticisms than positive feedback, just because I like to surround myself with people above my caliber, so that I feel that their feedback can improve my performance. Also, what keeps my panache alive is that I enjoy the sense of that feeling that the quality of my work is improving the lives of, improving the quality of others' lives. So in my job for last 10 years, including my PhD, what I have been doing is studying the effects of radiation on cancer. And we are, I, with my team, was looking for the ways to improve the cancer care. So I had several occasions where I presented my work, and people had really good opinions about which had been a add-on to the panache they imparted on me. Can I conclude?
Yes. Thank you. Okay, Mr. Toastmaster, I'm going to have to ask you the question. Do we still have time for one more question or 2 more questions or no questions?
I think you can sneak in just one more.
Thank you, sir. Okay, who is going to willingly volunteer? I've been volunteering people all night. Who is going to be the one that's going to prove me wrong that they can volunteer themselves? Yes? Any volunteer?
Here's Soma.
Okay, Soma, I didn't do that to you, so somebody
Okay,
else did.
yeah.
All right,
Let-
Soma. Here's one question that I have for you. You've heard me talk about operational excellence, meaning easier process, better quality, faster delivery, cheaper product, increased revenue. When we zero in on quality, why do you think quality is important? Whether in a business context or in some individual's life context. For example, why should we focus on quality as a people or as a business? Why is that important? Summer, over to you.
Sure. So I will answer this question in two parts. One, without how quality affects personal life and how quality affects professional life. I believe with a quality time or quality life, we can get a good night's sleep. And that's very important in our life, because if we maintain the quality, the way we think, the way we talk, the way we behave, it actually improves our thoughtfulness, it helps our minds to grow, and it keeps us at peace so that we can get a good night's sleep. Now I'm coming towards the professional life. Quality matters because this is the first pillar. I believe that this is the strong pillar of making a business strong. When we deliver our products to our customer, quality is the only thing that can speak the word of whatever we are producing. So that's the two reason I think that quality matters both in our personal and professional life. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Suma. Now, Mr. Toastmaster, back to you.
Thank you, Mr. Table Topic Master. Your questions were very thought-provoking and absolutely in line with the theme. Great job done. Your questions just blew my mind. As part of the ritual, I would like to know, Mr. Timer, did all the table topic speakers qualify?
Mr. Toastmaster, I'm super happy to announce that every table topics responded qualified tonight. What a great job. Let's give ourselves a big round of applause. I am super impressed.
Thank you so much. And within 2 minutes, I would like you to switch your third cap and initiate a polling so that people can vote for the best table topic speaker. You're on mute, sir.
Sorry, can we start a Q&A, just general Q&A?
Yes, I will.
That.
This is a new segment in our meeting where we try to halt the train for a couple of minutes. The reason is we are so excited, we just want to take a breather. And during this period of taking some breathing moment, we want to ask a few questions. And these questions are not coming from either me, the Toastmaster, or the Table Topics Master. These questions are coming from you. So if you have any questions for anyone in this group regarding the club, regarding the process, or how we can help anyone here, that would be really good. So please feel free to ask.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So will the format of our Toastmaster meeting will be like online always?
That's a question for our president, and I would like to defer it to him.
Okay, what was the question? Sorry.
My question is like for this session, the coming session, will our meeting be online or will it be in person?
You mean the next meeting or throughout this year?
Yeah, for this year, or maybe I think we registered for 2022 to 2023.
Oh, okay, yes. Yeah, for this year, we are still discussing this as the club officers team. I actually was gonna go to a venue that we could consider using on the 21st of September, but they canceled the opportunity for myself, Avi, and Ohe to actually be there at the same time so that we could inspect the place. So we're thinking about it, we're just not there yet. So the straight answer to your question is yes and no. Yes, it's gonna happen at some point. No, we're not there yet, but we're thinking about it. But we'll let you know as quickly as possible. We just want to make sure that if we identify a venue, it's a venue that is user-friendly, it's a venue that gives us the room that we need to be able to function effectively. But we're working on it, and we will let the club members know as soon as we reach a meaningful conclusion.
Mr. President, if I can add something more to your answer. Also in the officer meeting, we have been discussing about kind of either going in person, but at the same time maintaining some sort of virtual attendance, or having like 1 or 2 meetings a month in person, or 1 meeting a month in person and 1 meeting virtual. So that way we can give opportunity to everybody.
Yeah. Also, are we planning to have this meeting on a work day or on a weekend? If it goes in person, because I live in Houston, and I know that you guys plan to meet on Sugarland. So if it's an online, it gives a chance for people like me to join the meeting far.
Yes,
so,
yeah, for me also. If it is online, it will always gonna give me a chance to, meet.
Sure. So if it goes in person on a weekday, after the work, it may take some time for me to drive, and if it works perfect on a weekend actually. So if it goes, if the meeting goes in person at some time, do you guys plan to have the meeting on a weekend or on a weekday? My recommendation would be on a weekend.
Yeah. Now, right now, yes. In fact, Anthony just spoke my mind. Even if we go in person, it will be hybrid. We're not just gonna turn this to 100% in person sharply. No, to be very honest with all of you, virtual meetings work better for me too, because I'm a man of quadruple parts right now. And I can jump from one meeting to another really easily. But again, I don't want to say we should continue virtual just because of me or because it's better for me. So we will most likely start with a hybrid, and then we see where we go. That way we give everybody the opportunity to join the meeting via the medium that works best for them. So that's really the way we are looking at it right now. But let me see, I know I read Anthony's, hybrid is a great model for both online and in-person. Yeah, that's right. That is very true. And that is the reality of the world in which we live right now. We cannot completely do everything in person anymore. Otherwise, we will lose a demographic that we should be attracting. That's really it. I know people in Toastmasters, they can't belong to certain clubs anymore because of their age, and they said it's more convenient for them to just sit in their homes and join the meeting. But as soon as that club turned to 100% in person, they stopped going or participating. So we have to embrace everybody. So it probably will be hybrid. Sarath.
Thank you.
Any other question? Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I think we are on time right now. Mr. Table Topic Master, a ballot counter, would you?
Okay, so I'm going to launch the ballot now for table topics, if that's okay.
Yes, please.
Okay, thanks.
Everyone, please take this moment to vote for the best table topic speakers. You have the names up there. And while you vote, I think this is the right time to transition into the third segment of our meeting. That is the E part, and that is evaluation. We heard from wonderful speakers. Now it's time to provide them feedback. And to lead that team, let me call upon our general evaluator, Mr. Jorge. Jorge, please take it over.
Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmasters. Yes, so we are ready to start the evaluation portion of our meeting. For me, at least, is what I can learn the most, not only if I'm a speaker and I get the feedback from the evaluators, but also as a participants to listen to what the evaluators, how they evaluate other speakers is a very good way to learn and to improve. So really pay a lot of attention to what our evaluator has to say tonight. And to evaluate Upike, our first speaker of the evening, we will have Soma tonight. Soma, please take it away.
Yeah, it's very nice. I mean, it's an opportunity for me to evaluate Upkai's speech today. I really like the idea, like focus on positive. My first, actually, when I was listening the speech, actually two things first came to my mind. The title. So I was a little bit confused. What was the title of the speech? Is it the label or just the focus on positive? So if I divide the title into two parts, then I would say the label part, it's a bit confusing for me. I was having a little struggle to relate with the speech. However, if the title of the speech is like just focus on positive, then it is very direct. And at the very first moment, you are right on the topic and you are trying to connect with your audience very nicely. So that's a very that's like a two types of comments I'm giving you. You please choose whatever useful for you. The second part, what I realized, like what I was thinking, like the way you said how journaling is actually a very helpful method to focus on positivity. And it is surely like if we journal properly, then we can do a scanning on our thoughts. And then not only scanning, but it can also help us to change, or at least to know, like what are the prime factors of our, or what are the prime elements of our thought, and how we can change those elements, from negative to positive. Like if there is an balance, and then how can we counterbalance those? However, I would like to make one suggestion here, that maybe you can add some points, like how journaling actually, like what is the process, why journaling is actually very helpful to change our thought from negative to positive. Because I think that when we go back and rescan our thought process, it actually gives us some ideas, like, or maybe that why we were thinking negative, what kind of circumstances we are facing while we are thinking negative, and if we can change the circumstance, or is there any way to change the circumstance, how, so that our negative thought can be changed to positive. So those are the things, if you can add in your speech, I think that could be a little direct, or little bit helpful for the listener. Now the third thing I really like is an example, the picture. I really like it because it is like both literally and metaphorically. It is very like connected to your speech, because the horse was so big and it is actually attached to a plastic chair. So that means, like, sometimes our negative thoughts, if we see, like, at first look, it is so huge that we think that, okay, we cannot like overcome it. But if we go along, and then with the journaling, if we go back and step down a little bit and scan, then maybe we can find, oh, the cause of this negative thought may be a very simple reason.Maybe somebody's small gesture, maybe, created that big negative thoughts in our mind. And then we can be little bit, we can be we can find some strength in our mind that, it's not that huge thing. There is always a way to just overcome this negative thought and become transfer it to a positive thought. So that is one thing. I really like it. And also I like it the way you ended your speech, like asking the question. So that in that way, I think your listener, they got some food of thought. Okay, yeah, or they get a chance to go back to the topic of your speech so that they can rescan inside their mind. So those are some of the notes that I have taken while your speech, and I mostly like the way you delivered your speech. And first of all, this is a very nice topic you have chosen. So thinking positively, we always try to think positive, but with our circumstances, job and in personal life, sometimes it's very difficult. But anyway, we have to remind ourselves always, and your speech is one of that. It's doing one of that job, that yes, believe in positivity, so that we can grow on that way. Thank you. I hope this will help.
Thank you very much, Sama. So for our second evaluator of the evening, that will be our guest speaker, we'll have Rafia. Rafia?
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. For the flying speaker, I'm going to evaluate on the basis of content, delivery, and connection. The content was very clear, and we all could understand, we all could relate about something that we are imagining. And she gave the reference of the kids, how the kids are imagining, and things they can go far from in their imagination. And that's very powerful. That was something that we all can relate. We understood very well. It was very clear, and her delivery was excellent. She was very clear in her speech. Her words are easy to understand. She was using her hand gestures. She was using her vocal variety, and she was having the eye contact also with the audience, and she was very confident. And for the connection, she could. The topic was interested, and she was engaging the audience, and we all were we were kind of eager to listen more, what she's going to say next, where she's going to lead her speech to. So, but it was all kind of very interesting. So everything went excellent. One suggestion that I might have to give to that speaker is if she can add a little bit of slides, because I was missing something to see other than, on the screen, like some slides where she can show some kind of imagination that they can do or we can think about. So that was one suggestion, but overall she did great. She did great job, and that was excellent idea, Avi, for introducing as a flying speaker. So thank you so much. So back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Rafia. Definitely, we have a lot of panache at this meeting tonight. Everybody is very energetic and doing very well. So with this, Mr. Timer, can I ask if the two evaluators qualify?
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. Unfortunately, neither of the evaluators qualified. One was way over, the other was under. Okay. Unfortunately. Thank you both for making my job a lot easier. Let's give them a big round of applause. Thank you so much for helping me out tonight.
So just a quick question. How do you decide whether they qualify? Do you look at the time that they speak?
Yes, I'm recording it now and I will give my report. I'm reporting it. I will be reporting that when the general evaluator asks me to. Yes.
Sure.
But that's a very good question. So that's why I'm the timer. I'm taking stock of every second that we spend here.
Thank you.
Right. So thank you very much, Mr. Timer. So I guess since neither one of the speakers qualified, we don't have to vote for best evaluator. So we are going to move.
Now, a point of order. I was looking at Upai's speech online, and it's got 2 to 3 minutes and 5 to 7 minutes. Does that mean Upai will add the 2 times, or is it either or? Because I don't know.
It's 5 to 7 minutes for Upai.
Oh, it's 5 to 7 minutes total. Okay, okay, got it. Then let's continue.
All
Thank
right.
you.
So thank you very much, Mr. Timer. So with this, I guess I am going to call for the reports. So the first report of the evening will be for the grammarian. The grammarian is myself, so I'm just going to move on the grammarian report. Altogether, very good use of the English language tonight. I really was not able to find many grammar mistakes or any serious issues with the English spoken tonight. I want to point on some very good uses of language. I like when Upike in his very powerful speech talk about the power of being is not enough to stop me. So he did not necessarily use a complete sentence, but it was complete enough to carry the meaning. So I think it's not a bad use of the language. Also, he mentioned that a mantra helped me to move from negative thought to positive thought. So he used that idealistic concept of a sentence, a mantra, to bring it back into action. Very powerful use of language. Anthony, as usual, very welcome in the way you speak to everybody in the group, but I love the way you said focus on adding value to my audience. That is that I and focus on being connected to others. Very strong sentence, very powerful also. A lot of rapport into that sentence. Abby, even though it's not what you said, but the guest speaker that you brought, very powerful. Basically, the sword card was a key point in the meeting tonight. Going into Carol, when you mentioned about that the frontline people knows where the problems are, very simple, very short sentence, but extremely powerful, total truth. Definitely a lot of learning there. And on Soma, what you mentioned in your table topic, that when we maintain quality, the way we think, the way we talk, the way they behave, we can get a good night's sleep. Again, something very simple, very easy to understand, very simple language, but I mean, it carries a lot of wisdom in that sentence. Definitely, as I mentioned before, altogether a very good meeting in the terms of a grammar usage. One thing I want to mention, it's kind of a overlapping between general evaluator and grammarian, is the fact that we have rules to comply with at this meeting with Toastmasters, and more especially as Southwest project management. As project manager, we have to be very conscious of the use of time and schedule and very respectful with others. So we definitely should not exceed the time and hour allowed to us, because I believe it's not a trait of a good project manager. I want to make emphasis that we need to learn to manage our time very closely. Very important for everybody in this group, because we are all project managers, and this is something we have to learn to do and respect that. So with that, that is my grammarian report. The next report is for the out counter, also myself. I am going to start with our guests, and I don't want to be hard on our guests because you don't necessarily know the rules and what we are looking for. But we try to definitely stay away from words like you mean, so, and other feeling words. That doesn't help us in communicating to others. Mrs. Stevenson, you have more than 3 us and a couple of so's. Sarat, you have several us and several so's, but you did use the word of the evening twice. That's a positive. The rest of the team, Rafia used this once. I couldn't count any time that you used the word of the evening. Akim used the once, but you used the word of the evening more than 10 times, obviously, because in your table topic master, that was the focus of your table topic master. Upai used the word so once. Avi, I couldn't pick up anything on you. I was trying very hard, but I couldn't get you anything. Nagula, you use several so's. Carol, again, couldn't pick any feeling word from you. Rafia, I mentioned Rafia, I believe, only once. Anthony used the word of the night twice. Soma used several as, several ohms, and several sows. And that's all the counter report for me. So with that, as a general evaluator and a counter, I will have to call the time report.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. For the prepared speeches, Upai, 9 minutes and 9 seconds. And I'm glad that we recorded that speech. I'm going to watch it again. I can guarantee you that. The imaginary speaker or flying speaker, 6 minutes and 26 seconds. Table topics, Anthony, 1 minute and 20 seconds. Ms. Stevenson, 1 minute and 26 seconds. Nagola, 1 minute and 19 seconds. Distinguished Toastmaster Carol Reader, 2 minutes and 28 seconds. Sarat, 2 minutes and 25 seconds. Soma, 1 minute and 22 seconds. For the evaluators, Soma, 5 minutes and 23 seconds. Rafia, 1 minute and 43 seconds. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Mr. Time Reporter. Now, as a general evaluator, I am going to evaluate the whole meeting as the entire meeting as a whole. Definitely, I believe we conducted a very good meeting tonight. Everybody was ready on time. We fill all the roles, even though I believe we have to do a better job filling the roles ahead of the meeting, not at the last minute, because I don't think it's a good trade, and we are getting into this situation more often than I think we should. That's something that we need to improve. But all together, everybody jumped in and took on a role, and we all performed our roles, I think, the best possible way, following the canons of Toastmaster. Again, I wanted to make emphasis again on respecting the time allowed for us to speak. We have to really stay on time, but not under and not over. We have this specific time, so we learn to control and use how to prepare a speech or how to use an impromptu speech within the allowed time. That will give us that sense of connection. And it's very easy because all we have to do is to follow the leads of the timer when he gets his green, yellow, and red background. So we know where we are going to be over time, and we can either accelerate that speech or come to a conclusion. Altogether, a good meeting. I think we can improve. We have room for improvement, but we had a good meeting tonight. So with that, I pass it back to our Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Mr. General Evaluator. You did a wonderful job. Your team did a wonderful job. I just want to take a few seconds here to piggyback on General Evaluator's comments. The way the team performed today was really good. Everybody was challenged, starting with Ukpai. Ukpai is a self-challenging person. I know him for some time. I have learned so much from him. He keeps challenging himself, and he just surpasses his level every single day. This speech today says a lot. Evaluators, and before I get to you, the table topic master, your questions were really very, very thoughtful, and everybody was interested to speak. Otherwise, we have seen people just hide and just run away. You made people speak, and you made people think and speak. That was really wonderful. Every speaker, you guys did a wonderful job. Evaluators, I was waiting for this. I should say, Soma gave her first evaluation. Let's consider the timing up on the other side right now. Soma, your evaluation for the first time was really good. You went into every detail. And Rafia, you evaluated somebody who you don't know. You heard the speech and you just evaluate. And this is something we do in operational excellence. You can only perform to the excellent level when you're challenged to that level. And I want to share my screen for 1 second, and I hope I'm not taking much time. I want to share my screen for 1 second here. Please let me know when you can see. This is the person who spoke in random. She is the first place winner in 2022 Toastmaster International contest. Her name is Angela Heath. We just played this video. And it's not everyday event that one of us can go ahead and evaluate such a person. This shows us which level we are and which level we can do. I want to reiterate Ukpai's image. Something is holding back to reach the excellent level. And that something is in our head. If we remove those or isolate those things, the only thing that stops us is our own thought process. This is an opportunity for us to grow. This is an opportunity for us to take it to the next level. And I hope we will be doing it very soon in the near future. And in fact, we are doing it today. Thank you, everybody, for giving me this opportunity to be a Toastmaster of the day. I enjoyed, in fact, learned so much. Given the privilege to announce the only award tonight, and that is the best table topic speaker, I am going to do it right now. And it's no surprise, the best table topic speaker tonight is Soma. Why are you surprised?
Good job, Soma.
With that, I would like to hand this meeting
Congratulations,
back.
Soma.
Yeah, I would like to hand this meeting back to our presiding officer, Rafia.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmasters. Before I start asking the feedback from our guest, I'm going to dedicate the shout out moment. And we are going to dedicate that shout out moment to Shoma. Shoma, you were so courageous for jumping in the role, in the evaluator role, and this was your first time, but you did not, you were not hesitant at all, and you did your best, and you did great job. Thank you so much, though. Okay, now I'm going to ask our guests, what was their feedback, how they like our meeting. So I want to ask first from our guest, maybe Ms. Stevenson. Would you like to share how you find our meeting?
It was very interesting. I learned a lot. Yeah, and you guys provide a pretty good platform for those that want to be more confident in their speech. You can learn something that first day they attend. Yeah, I learned a lot.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Stevenson. Now, next, I would like to ask the same question from Sarat.
So, yeah, thanks, guys, for giving me a chance. It was a great meeting, actually. So it's my first time in a meeting, Toastmaster meeting. And honestly, when we started, we had 6 members. And right now we had 12 members join the meeting. So it's a great participation. And one of the very interesting point that I like, my take-home message, is what Soma said. When you have quality of life in your personal life, you have a good sleep. I mean, that's a very powerful point. So I mean, all of these talks that we had, very, very thoughtful, actually. We have something to take home from all those talks. Thanks again, and I hope to meet you guys again for the next meeting. And at some point, we can take this meeting to in person, so we'll all get a chance to meet in person. So hope that we all can get something out of it, and we all can contribute something to the group. Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Sarat. So I'm going to come towards Mr. Madhu Sandhan.
Nagala. Hi.
Yes, sir.
I'm the first time of attending this Toastmaster. Thank you very much for allowing me. I like the meeting. It went so. I think I took 3 points today from this meeting. So the first one, speaker put the label, the message he gave, like we should not be whole like with the negative thoughts and move to positive. The second one, the recorded video. Wow, she's like excellent in speaking. I was thinking, wow, there is a guest speaker in Toastmasters. So she's the winner. So the third one is like from the other guy who said, "Oh, I don't panache. I will try to give the add value to the audience, so it will automatically get panache to the these 3 points I will take from this meeting, and I enjoyed. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Madhu. And to all of the guests, I just want to let you know that you can come to our meetings anytime you want. So anytime we are virtual, you can just share the link, and anytime you can come and join us. So, and before I go on to ask for the next meetings, GE and the Toastmaster, I would like to make a quick announcement about our membership dues. So most of you have already done. Those who have not, please, we just have 2 more days to receive our dues. So please, those who have not paid, kindly pay the dues. If you need any help, let me know, please. Okay, thank you so much. Now we are going to plan for our next meeting. So I'm looking first for the Toastmaster. Who is going to be the Toastmaster for the next meeting? So any volunteers?
I offer to be the general evaluator again.
Yeah, okay, good. So general evaluator is going to be Jorge. Okay, and I can volunteer as a Toastmaster for the next meeting.
And I also have to present, do a presentation, as a BPE, and also to one of my credits and my pathways on mentoring. So I really encourage everybody, and I'll be contacting everybody one-on-one on the, especially the more experienced members, to take the role of a mentor. And for the newer members, we are going to assign you a mentor. I know some in particular ask for some people specifically, but I try to pair you with those persons, but they are not available. So I'm assigning mentors and mentees that I will be contacting you on that next week. And also next meeting, I'm going to make a presentation on the importance and the benefits of being a mentor and being a mentee and a protege.
Okay, thank you. Now we are looking for presiding officer. So anyone who can volunteer?
Okay, yeah, so the presiding officer will be either an officer of the club or someone who has been around for a while, like Carol. Carol, if you want to be a presiding officer for the month of October, I think I wouldn't mind, which means all you do is just what Rafia did tonight. Act as if you are the club president. Let me put it that way, because I like this to go around. And it's only 2 meetings in October, the 12th and the 26th of October. If you can be, I'm very open for you to be the presiding officer. You good? Sorry, you are mute. You are mute.
Well, Rafia made it look so easy. I think I could try it, but
yeah,
I hope it's really that easy.
Excellent, that's good. Thanks, Carol. We just want to give
you.
ourselves the opportunity, because I know Anthony has done a lot for this club, just like many of you. Upai has done a lot as well. Avi is the Toastmaster tonight. And I just want to make sure that I don't continue to load the same people up all the time. So Carol, thank you so much. And then I think that gives me 1 month to think through who is going to be the presiding officer for the month of November. Now, talking about that, I really like to go back to one of the things that Avi did tonight. It's so unique and so relevant. You all may not know. Next year, during the spring contest, the contest is going to center on the regular international speech and evaluation. Here's where I'm going with that. Every meeting now, if we could find, if a Toastmaster could find something like that, that would be very helpful. Of course, I probably would be going too far by saying every meeting, but at least once every other meeting, we should try that out, whereby there is one speech, and then we actually ask people to evaluate, because we need to start preparing for the contest now, before it's too late. And it may well be like somebody like Upai would deliver that kind of passionate, powerful speech that he delivered tonight. And all we would do is just appoint 3 evaluators. But then the only thing is that we have to create a breakout room, so that because they're all going to be evaluating one speech, then nobody should hear the other person's speech except someone that has delivered the evaluation. So we can incorporate that into our future meetings as well, because that is one of the focus areas this coming spring. during the contest. So let's just be aware of that. And Carol, as the presiding officer, if you realize that the Toastmaster hasn't sent out a notification, I'm not going to do that. You will do it. I can remind you, but you will send it out. So either you or the Toastmaster will send out the reminder to people to get the team members, participants, functionaries, and stuff like that. And one other important role of yours is at the back end of the meeting, just like Rafia did tonight, you have to look around the Zoom room and identify someone that you will award the shout out moment winner for that meeting. Very important. We just want to use that too to encourage one another. That's and the feedback I've gotten from people on that has been amazing. So thank you all so much for embracing the ideas of a typical project manager and for everything that we're doing here. I know it's 8:03 now, and I'm not going to keep us any longer. Back to you, Madam Presiding Officer.
Okay, thank you, Mr. President. Okay, so anyone who has any other role in mind so that we can fill it now, Michael, if you can hear me, would you like to be as a grammarian or you would like to be as a timer in the next meeting?
Thank you for the opportunity given to me. I will take time tentatively.
Okay.
With my change, I will let you know.
So I'm going to write you down, write your name as a timer, correct?
Good.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
I don't know, Shoma, if you want to be as an evaluator again for the next meeting or
she is a speaker.
Yeah, I'll be presenting.
You will be the speaker.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's a speaker.
Okay.
But you
I
can
think
double
the rest
up
of
as
the roles
grammarian,
we can
maybe.
fill later, right?
Yeah, and maybe I can also take another role, like, you know, as a speaker, and then maybe one.
Maybe a counter, maybe
A
a
counter,
counter
maybe.
would be a good one if you're a
Okay,
speaker.
okay. And how about Iqbal? Would you like to take the role of evaluator for the next meeting?
You mean grammarian because I'm the evaluator.
Yeah,
You are the
that's fine.
evaluator.
That's fine, though I'm not really 100% sure, but if anything changes, I'll let you know. But I'll
So
go ahead.
grammarian, Iqbal. Okay. And evaluator will be Hori. Okay, great. Okay. So now thank you so much, all our guests and our fellow Toastmasters. We are going to conclude the meeting with praying for Florida people because they are having the Ian hurricane. We want to pray that Florida people, they stay safe and without any damage, the hurricane passes away. So with that prayers, I would like to say goodbye and have a good night, all of you. See you
Thank you,
next
everybody.
time.
Good
Okay,
night.
Bye.
Good night.
you.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Bye. Good
Good
night.
night.
Everybody in
Bye.
2 weeks.
Good night. Hey, Rafia,
Bye.
if you can just stay for probably 1 minute, if you
sure,
don't
sure.
mind.
I will.
Thanks. Thanks, everyone. I appreciate that. Yeah,
Thank
I'll hear
you.
you can stay too.
Okay,
Mhm.
all
The
right.
VP. Yeah, Rafia, regarding the membership, the payment, the renewals. I know. Did you hear from Omalade Ogunfowora? Did you hear?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
Nothing.
And then thank you
Maybe
for letting me know
Benjamin-
that Basil paid. In fact,
Benjamin did not pay.
as soon as he saw my email, he said he has no excuse. I just sent him an email. He said he did not know that I'm the club president now. I said, well, now you know. So he said he will pay ASAP. So I'm glad he did. Now, how many people have renewed right now?
Now, you know what? After I talked to you, only one person renewed. That was Basil. He was the only person who renewed. And I was surprised that Benjamin, I talked to him and he said that he will pay, but I have not received his payment yet. So
Okay.
Anthony, Suzanne, they both have not paid yet. So
Yeah.
hopefully after today's reminder, if Anthony, because I know he's busy,
Yeah.
so he might get into that. Yeah, so right now I have only 14 members.
Yeah, okay. No, that's fine. At least we're good for now. I mean, we still need to get up to the 20, but we don't have to get up to 20 today. Or even
No, but how
October
about Akin, by the end of this month? Because we should be 20 by 30th of this month,
No,
correct?
we don't have to be. It would be nice for us to be 20, but to be honest with you, Bob, we don't have to be 20. We just need to be at least 8 for us to be an active club. That
Okay.
is the key.
Active club, but for the distinguished club?
Definitely. For us to be distinguished, we have the whole year.
Oh, we have the whole year. It's
Yeah,
not
we have
only
the
this
whole
club.
year.
Ah,
I think they may give us special award if we're 20 by October 1st. But,
oh, okay.
but it's only whether we are active or inactive. And that is a minimum of 8 members.
Oh, I was sweating for that.
No, that is good. It's good. It's good to, yeah. So because people will tell you different things, because I go to the district meetings all the time, and they will push and push and push. I want us to get to 20, don't get me wrong. So, and the 3 of us in particular with Avi, whatever we can do to get us to 20 as quickly as possible, that will be really appreciated.
That's right.
So that is one thing. And then please remind me the functionaries for the next meeting. I know Rafia, you are the Toastmaster.
That's right.
Okay.
So Carol will be the
presiding officer.
Yeah,
G
I'll
is
be the
Jorge.
general evaluator.
Okay, Jorge is the general evaluator, because I'm just going to go into the system and plug those names in like I did last time.
Shoma will be the timer.
So,
No, the accountant.
Okay, accountant.
And Michael will be the timer. Is that right?
Yes, that's
Michael will
correct.
be timer. That's right.
Any other role? What about grammarian?
Ukpai.
Upai.
Okay, Upai.
And we have 2 speakers at least right now. Will be Shoma and me.
Yeah, I can actually be the top speaker because I know I finished my part number 4.
Yes,
I just
already approved it, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. I saw that. I signed up for my part number 5 last night. So I can deliver a 4 to 6 minute, that's an icebreaker speech. I mean, I can talk about anything for 4.
Right.
I can talk about anything for 4 minutes. So
Okay.
if there's, I will leave it open for now. But just watch out, both of you. If you realize that you want me to jump right in, I would. I'll be ready to speak for 4 to 6 minutes.
Let's leave it open for now, but in case somebody wants to sign, but let's say by Monday, the week before, nobody has signed up, we fill it with your.
Please, yeah, that's right. So thank you.
I need to speak more than 7 minutes because I really need a lot of things to cover.
Yeah.
As per the Toastmaster requirements on mentoring, I want to make sure that I hit on all the important.
And then all you need to do is in your intro, just let us know that you're going to speak for 8 to 10 minutes. Nobody is going to stop you. And then we will time you on that basis.
Okay, perfect.
Even if it's a 5 to 7 minutes speech, you can speak for 8 to 10. Just let us know ahead of time.
Okay, perfect.
And put it in your intro. That this is, in fact, you can start with, this is 8 to 10 minute speech.
Speech. Okay, I'll put it in there. No problem.
Okay.
All right.
Very good.
I need to jump. I need to join another call.
All right, no problem.
Okay, have a good night, guys.
Now.
Thank you very much.
All right, take care. Bye-bye.
Okay,
Thank you.
good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah.